In some corner of the world, a woman is crying in despair because she has been touched when she clearly didn't want to be. Another woman is relieved that she gets to live, although she has lost a part of herself. Meanwhile, somewhere else, we see a woman heartbroken at the fact that she'll never see her baby girl again. How ironic is the fact that all these somewhere else's could be one place at the same time. This is India, the land of cultural saliency and gender subjugation. India as a country is a huge hypocrite sometimes. We call our country Bharat Mata, meaning Mother India. We worship women as goddesses. We are thankful for the existence of mothers, wives, and daughters. But somehow, beyond all this, we don't seem to realize when exactly we lose grip on the fact that all these women in our lives simply cease to be women. Have you ever thought why a country with a literacy rate of about 74.4% simply cannot explain why their conviction rates of rape is less than 30%? To summarize a TED Talk by Regan Williams held in Arkansas, somehow, as a community, we fail to understand that most of these rapes occur between people who know each other and usually happens when one party holds his or her own power over the other party more important than the latter's sense of self. But today, we will not talk about what women feel under this horrible act of oppression. Today, we will not talk about how women get blamed by the society who tells it's their fault. Today, this is not what we are focusing on, because this has been discussed and debated upon for years, researched upon by millions, and still has not been curbed. Not in India, not anywhere. So today, let's discuss issues that arise afterwards, after all trauma. Unwanted pregnancies and female feticide. A rape is an experience that will remain etched to one's memory. To go through all that, we can agree, is very difficult. According to an India Today report, 109 children are being raped every day. Often, we come to know afterwards that the girls involved in these brutal experiences get pregnant. These girls are commonly very young and are not capable to raise a child while they are children themselves. But the abortion laws and doctors in India have left the women of the country at a disadvantage. Courts rarely let minor rape victims go through with an abortion and hence essentially force them into the psychological trauma of doing something they aren't prepared to do. And doctors quote, "Court orders relating to the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act." Courts need to understand that if women are not ready to be mothers, even if they decide that they didn't want a living reminder of a personal, deep experience, they should be granted the choice to choose for their body and mind, provided that there are no health downsides. Another law that doctors quote to avoid doing abortions is the Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Technique Act that forbids revealing the sex of the fetus. This, though, is no fault of any law or the medical sciences. This is the result of the cultural stigma India has somehow nurtured within itself, that women are only good as long as they serve purpose to men. About 10 million female fetuses have been aborted in India so far, and it just shows the poor lack of judgment we have despite the excellent literacy rate. The fact that medicine and law cannot stand by rape victims to help them overcome duress, but can stand by an ultimate sexist culture, says a lot about us as a country. Now that we understand the impact both these issues have, imagine the horror of a rape victim who unwantedly gives birth to a female child. Things like raising a girl child in India is expensive in terms of education and marriage, coupled with the fact that something that happened to the mother could always happen to the daughter, will only result in drastic mental trauma. So, what can we do? India is a democratic country ruled by its people. We need to make changes that will help out the discriminated and outcasted, and it can begin by making right direction in path of obliteration of every harmful thing said earlier. Let's all start something great that the future will want to carry forward in the honor of our names. And let's start now. We'll see you at the finish line.